Today on Eagle Nation News, Nick Anderson joins us from Prosper and Salina's frozen yogurt fundraiser. What steps were made towards finding a cure?
Mr. Berliner, the engineering teacher at Prosper High School, recently went down to Houston to help out with hurricane recovery efforts. Jake Fine reports on Berliner's experience of giving back.
And Nate Tompkins will discuss the new feature of Animojis on the iPhone X. What has caused Apple to receive a lawsuit from the emoji upgrade?
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Monday, October 23rd. I'm Jake Fine.
I'm Caitlin Whistles.
And I'm Casey Boston.
This week is Red Ribbon Week, a week dedicated to living a drug-free life, but also a week students get a chance to show off their spirit. Casey, you have more?
Tomorrow, the dress-up day will be to knock out drugs, and students are encouraged to dress up like superheroes. Wednesday, the theme will be to lay drugs aside, which means students should wear Hawaiian attire. Thursday's theme is to team up against drugs, so students are encouraged to wear their favorite jersey. And Friday, the theme will be to Pink Out, in honor of the Pink Out pep rally.
This Friday, donations for Cash for Cancer will be closing. Currently, freshmen are at $495.38, sophomores are at $222.67, juniors are at $162.23, and seniors are at $885.46, with a total of $1,765.83. Comparatively, the total from last year was $18,414.57.
What do you get when you mix dozens of football players and frozen yogurt? A fundraiser that unites both the Prosper and Salina communities. Here with what the Bobcats and Eagles are doing to help combat cancer is Nick Anderson.
Thanks, Jake. I'm standing outside of Peach Wave in Prosper, Texas, where the Prosper and Salina football teams will be putting their yogurt eating skills to the test in an effort to raise money for cancer research.
I think the significance is community. I think it brings people together and it shows the talent. No matter where you're from, everyone can come together and have a good time.
All right. What's your strategy going into this?
Eat a lot and eat it real quick.
Well, I didn't eat last night or this morning, so hopefully, gonna go in strong.
Well, I brought some water to drink.
Are you gonna eat it quick and eat it slow? What you gonna do?
Just take my time.
Take your time. Avoid a brain freeze.
Wait, what?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. That's always
yeah.
the philosophy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like y'all's football season.
Okay, too far.
It's definitely been the most eventful yogurt eating contest that I've ever been to, with Prosper winning by about 3 ounces, one guy throwing up, and a lot of yogurt consumed. So far, the event has raised about $2,000 going straight to cancer research. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nick Anderson.
Thank you, Nick. When we come back, we have more on Mr. Berliner and how he is able to serve his country and his students.
Robotics and solar car clubs are combined this year. It takes more than just engineers. Anyone interested in gaming, programming, math, welding, building, and marketing, come learn more tomorrow on October 24th after school in room 1262. The first annual musical theater showcase will be Friday night at 6:30 and Saturday at 2 and 7 in the Black Box Theater. See musical numbers you know from the talent show along with much more. Young Life Bonfire is set for November 4th. See Miss Cates in room 2232 for details.
Hurricane Harvey hit almost 2 months ago, and most people here did not feel direct effects from the storm. However, Mr. Berliner, a Prosper teacher, got a chance to do something no one else in Prosper did: save lives. Here's the story. Hurricane Harvey, one of the strongest hurricanes to hit the U.S. coast. Over 50 inches of rain dumped on Texas, 30 people dead, and one Prosper teacher in the middle of it all.
I've been teaching the engineering class for 8 years now, so I have a pretty good idea what's going on there.
Mr. Berliner has been teaching at Prosper for 3 years. He grew up in a military family and found himself moving from place to place. Once he became a teacher, he wanted to follow in his family's legacy and joined the Air National Guard.
I'm in what's called the Air National Guard, which is the old school 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in the summer. So we go out to the base in Fort Worth. A lot of what we do is about training, making sure people are ready, making sure equipment is ready, and preparing for basically what just happened to us.
Harvey hit on August 28th, and Mr. Berliner was sent down to Houston on the night of the 29th, where he stayed for 2 weeks, and all of his training was finally put to the test.
That first week, we were flying missions 24 hours. So we set up 24-hour ops. Everybody went on 12-hour shifts. We had planes in the air the very first day. So what they did is they loaded up our planes in Fort Worth. We put troops and supplies on them. We flew them into the Houston area and dropped them off to help out in whatever they needed to do. And then we actually air evac'd people who needed to get out of Houston. And we brought over 2,000 people out of Houston.
As Mr. Berliner helped those in need in Houston, school was in full swing here at Prosper. And although Mr. Berliner wasn't here, his presence was still felt in his students.
Well, you know, we come in every day. We knew that Hurricane Harvey was happening in Houston, and knowing that our teacher was going down to help, it was just a great thing to know. I mean, he's a great guy, and I wouldn't have anybody else but him.
Although it is in Mr. Berliner's nature to be humble, and he wouldn't call himself a hero, he was still able to understand the gravity of his work.
It really makes you feel fulfilled. Like I said, we trained, and I haven't responded to anything in 9 years. And so when they finally do call you up and you see all the people that you get to help, it really justifies all the time I had to spend away from my family, all the weekends I spent training. And it's kind of drudgery to study the same things over and over and over again until the day comes when you get to use it to help people out. And it's very fulfilling.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Jake Fine. When we come back, Nate Tompkins has more on who has Apple under fire and what kind of hit they may take.
NHS invitations are being distributed. See Ms. Stevens if you have not received your invitation by Monday afternoon. Unified Champion Schools, formerly Meet in the Middle, is looking for Special Olympics volunteers. The first meeting will be October 26th in Gym 1400. Visit the library and enter the Teen Read Week contest for a chance to win an autographed copy of John Green's new book. Sign up for the Carter Blood Drive in the cafeteria until October 27th. You must be 16 or older. ASL Honor Society deadline for forms, fees, and proof of eligibility is October 31st.
After the recent release of the iPhone X, a Japanese company that owns the Animoji trademark has sued Apple. Here in studio, we have Nate Tompkins with more details.
What's up, guys? I'm Nate Tompkins, back with your social media update. Today I'm going to be talking about a lawsuit that the Tokyo-based company eMonster is filing against Apple for the use of their trademark Animoji. They filed the suit in a U.S. federal court, stating that Apple made the conscious decision to try to pilfer the name for itself. eMonster owns an iOS app called Animoji that launched in 2014, and they have owned the trademark since 2015. According to the suit, Apple knew about eMonster's ownership of the trademark because the app is in the Apple Store. Apple supposedly offered to buy the trademark, and when it was turned down, they kept using the name anyway. eMonster is seeking an unnamed amount of money in damages and a court order to immediately block Apple from continuing to use the name. Make sure to follow us at Nation News on Twitter and turn on our post notifications for more updates. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nate. Now let's kick it over to Max Hamilton with an update on Prosper Sports.
This past Friday, the Eagles defeated McKinney North with a final score of 43-17. Caleb Adams raises the bar to set a new personal record of 5 touchdowns in a single game. Just before the football game, Lady Eagles volleyball also had a match against the Bulldogs. Yet again, the Lady Eagles won 3-0. Cross country finished the regional meet on Monday. Senior Emily Patterson placed 8th and sophomore Tatum Castillo placed 11th. They will both advance to the state. The boys team finished 4th overall. Individually, senior Sam Rizzo placed 5th. That's all I have for you today. I'm Max Hamilton, reporting from the Eagle Zone.
Thank you, Max. Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for this week.
The Volleyball Booster Club will be selling playoff t-shirts for $10 in all lunches tomorrow.
Today, during Eagle Time, all English 2 students will need to report to the auditorium for a Hiroshima presentation.
And don't forget to turn in your donations for Cash for Cancer before it closes on Friday.
Well, that's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Caitlin Wessels.
I'm Casey Boston.
And I'm Jake Fine. Live long and prosper.